Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
Ah. Oh, come on. Ah, crap. What did I... Maybe that's not an 8. Oh no, that probably is an 8. That's why it's not working. Yeah, there we go. Oh, man. Oh, I need to make it to do. I don't think that's actually possible to beat that one. No, ah! Come on. No, no. Ah. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, why are there so many in this wave? What the heck? What happened? Why were there so many in that wave? What the heck? Horde size 8. 8? What was the progression? 63%. What? Why did... yeah, stress was definitely at 100%. Yeah, great. I gotta work on that.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
I don't know what causes that reset bug. That's weird. So let's see, this is 224 tall, and I can barely see their heads at this distance. And that's what? 3 tunnel lengths. I don't know. I need to check how tall these guys are. I think they're... Unless I add a zoom to the gun. If I add an ADS, then it might work. Yeah, I guess that could work. Because at this distance, you're standing still anyways. Yeah, that might help with the aiming. Not sure I like the quantized palette though. These and for those. There we go. That went better than expected. No, no. You jerk. Every time. I didn't code. I know how you're coded. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Oh, that's weird. The physics feels off. Oh, I might have that tied to the frame rate. That's not good. Oh crap. Wait, no, I need ammo. Oh. UDXZ question mark. Nope. H3SV. Oh, thank God. Aha! I knew I heard one. Oh. E8. Oh crap. Oh crap. Huh. That was a lot better than I thought it would be. Is that an I or a J? No, the thing next. What is that? I? No. Don't need your help. OTU? That's a 5-7. No. G14. Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. I took too long. Oh. DWW? Oh, good. Oh, just in time. Oh, no. Why? Why did I let it get up to this high? 5RCWFG A3A87Q ZR? Oh, good. Oh no. No. I don't need help. Go away. No. Oh, please don't pick any of the new recipes that I can't remember how to do. No. Oh, how do you make the powdered puffs? 4? Oh God. No. Go away. 4 of those. 20 of this? Oh no. No. Oh. There's like 2 doors left. Dang it. Oh, okay. So that's like that. If I quit and restart, is it actually going to reset this time?
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
Yeah, spawn cost. I don't know why that doesn't reset every time. That's weird. Okay, so the palette's got to change. I can barely see the gun against the background. Everything just looks muddy from the... That's interesting. So it triggered a horde. How? How did it trigger a horde that fast? That doesn't make sense. Okay, how do you make a warhead? Oh, it is 2. Hey, quiet down. Doing nuclear engineering. Leave me alone. There we go. Of course. Of course you wait until after I open the door and you get faster. Jerks. Yeah, that one's got to be harder. How am I gonna... Ooh. That's the first time I've seen one of those drop in a while. I swear it's spawning the hordes faster now. Maybe it didn't reset right. Oh. Yeah, it's basically impossible to headshot him from this distance. And this is with higher vertical resolution. I don't know how this is going to work. It's got to either do an ADS or I've... Well, no, because even if I make them bigger, their head would have to be gigantic. Because I can't realistically get a headshot until they're, what, one corridor away? I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, like that is purely... Okay, yeah. It's about 1.5 corridors. Okay, let me stand back here. Yeah, no, realistically, it's about one corridor. Segment. Yeah, okay, well, no, okay, it is 1.5. So the earliest at that size I could possibly hit them is 1.5 away. That's really not very much. If they run at maximum speed, is it? Oh, I don't have it. It doesn't say the speed. If they move at max speed, there is no way. There's no way at all that would work. I wonder. Okay, is that just the pixelation filter doing that? Where do I have... Oh, there it is. Okay, let me turn that off. And let me fix the size. Where's the override? There we go.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
Okay, now let's see if I get farther away. Can I actually see them any better now? I wonder if that was just the quantization on the filter. That kind of helped. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, that definitely helped. Is that thing reducing the resolution? Oh yeah, I may have it misconfigured. That, yeah, you know what, that might be it. But even still, Yeah, I can at least see the white of the bandage from a lot further back now. Yeah, I can see glimmers of white. What is that? All the way there? Is that 1, 2, 3 away? That's almost double. Yeah, that's 3 away. Okay. So maybe I don't need an ADS. Yeah, no, I can... Okay, that's a big difference now. So I do need to keep their head a different color, though. So now I'm curious if I... Okay, that's still off. Let's see. Oh wait, yeah, that's not quite right. Oh, that's tiny. That's a little bit better. Oh, the UI is definitely broken. I knew that was going to happen, though.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was not designed to work that way. Okay, I think I need to mess... Oh, good, I can still edit the FOV. Oh no, that's gonna make me sick. Huh. That almost looks like PSX warping. I don't even have a filter. Oh no, yeah, that does not feel right. Okay. Okay, that feels a little bit better. Maybe, what happens if I drop it? Oh, nope. That's gonna make me motion sick. Okay, yeah, that feels... Oh boy. Well, I guess I'm bypassing the doors. I can't even click that one. Oh, I don't even know why that's broken. Okay. I don't know, that still doesn't feel right. Well, other than the broken UI, this actually doesn't seem to have affected it that much. Yeah, it feels about the same. Actually, if anything, I think the tunnel is more claustrophobic now. Oh wait, actually I think I can play... Oh, I can't read what it says. Oh man, they're all broken. Oh dear. Yeah, that's gonna... Wait, how bad is it? Oh, okay, these could just move over here. That would be fine. Wait, is that bottom... Oh no, it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, okay, see, that's the problem, though. So this screen, it's not going to work with a screen that small. You can't even read what that says. Okay, I can read that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have diegetic terminals. Because I need a screen that big, which would mean that it's the whole door. How would that work? Unless it's like 1 pixel. I guess I could do that. Yeah. There's no reason I can't. Oh, you know what? There's not as much... Well, actually, there'd be more room for text if I get rid of the debug mode. Yeah. I mean, it seems right for the most part. Okay, let's get past this. Alright. So, 1, 2... Okay. Well, it definitely affects my long view. Okay, I think that was just bad aim. Let's get that another shot. You're gonna spawn? Yep, there we go. Yeah, no, it definitely affected how far I could see. I'd say it's down to only 2 now. Okay. I mean, it still feels playable. I don't think changing the resolution actually affected it that badly. That's good. Oh. The run looks so goofy from the back. Nice. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I guess the field of view just kind of resets back to normal. Oh, that's cursed. Yeah, so other than incredibly broken UI... I mean, like, these are 1 pic... What? Well... Are these? These may not be 1 pixel. What do I have that set to? Where is the main? There it is. Okay. Where is the selection menu? Okay. Do I have that set to? Okay, that's using terminal button. Ah, yeah, font size 16. So that is double scale. Wait, what? Oh wait, which font is that? That's Monogram. Wait. What? Oh wait, maybe this is the one that works at 8. Ah, yeah, okay, it's the other one. Okay. So if I go in here and I change all of these to use... Man, I really gotta fix OBS. It loses this every time I try. Okay, well, that's slightly less broken.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
Wait, did that get worse? Okay, so let me try So I have it set to viewport, and I want it to set to expand, and then fractional. Oh, this is gonna wreck this game so much. I gotta fix the launch size of that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so now it runs at any size. Okay.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
I fixed it. Just resize your monitor. It's fine. It'll work. Okay, that's weird. How did I code this that it does that? Wait a minute. Actually, how is it? Oh, you can see the field of view changing. Wait, hold on a minute. That doesn't make sense. How would... Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing wrong here? So this is supposed to be scaling. I mean, good news is the pixel art doesn't seem to be getting broken, but something's not right. Now, something's off. Why? That doesn't make... I'm very confused about this. So I thought this was just supposed to scale the art and then add... Oh, this does not work how I thought it did. I thought when you set it to that mode... Okay, I'm getting tired of you guys. Oh no! Oh no, I can't change the profile. Dang it. Oh, because OBS can't capture the debug version of the game, so I don't have the profile swap. Great. Yeah, this does not work how I thought it would. I thought that when you set it to that mode, it would just scale everything. But it's actually making the canvas bigger. But it's also scaling the art too. Yeah, okay, so the art is scaling, but it also makes the canvas bigger. Oh, that's weird. Okay, that does not work at all how I thought it would. Huh. Wait, so what happens if I change it to canvas items then? Because I thought canvas items was the one that did that. Okay, so if I move this around... Yeah, okay, so the Wait, well then what's the difference?
Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
Oh, this did make it higher resolution. Oh, that's cursed. Okay, so viewport... Wow, okay, there's that completely changes how I understood how this worked. Oh, that's funny. Yes, I can run it in portrait. Then all I need to do is superimpose Family Guy on the bottom half of the screen. Be a masterpiece. Hey, I can see all the settings. Okay, so in both modes, the UI canvas changes size. Okay, is that a good thing, or is that going to screw up what I was planning, though? Okay, so this is anchored to the whole screen. Oh man, that completely breaks this. I did not design that consistently. That's interesting. So it will scale. Oh, that's weird though. It just takes up the space in the middle. So you can't rely on. Oh, that's wait. Well, that's weird. So if I make it wider, it just starts to scale up. Oh, because okay. Ah, okay, I see what's happening. So when you it's trying the vertical, there's enough vertical resolution to scale it multiple times, but there isn't enough horizontal. So it doesn't scale it. It just shrinks, it keeps the canvas smaller to maintain that. And then when you start to expand it, I think then it's got enough. Well, okay, well, is there a setting for aspect ratio then? Is there a preserve aspect ratio option, or no? Is that just automatic then? Huh. Well, that might actually work. The only problem is I don't completely understand how it's. I mean, I think what I said is right. So it seems like what it's doing is just trying to fill in the space, but it's almost like it's trying to preserve the aspect ratio while it does it. So if there isn't enough horizontal space to meet the aspect ratio, it seems like it just changes the size of the canvas. And then if there is enough space to scale it cleanly, it seems like it does scale it. But it'll scale it and take up any of the free space. So I'd have to explicitly code a margin in here. Okay, let's try that. So if I put a margin container in there, this incredibly hacky way of doing this, and I say I want 16 top margin, and then I run this. Okay. Ah, okay, yeah. Oh, that's fine. I forgot to set it to stretch to the bottom. Okay. So yes, I'm going to have to explicitly code in margins. And I'm going to have to be very careful. So you can't set a maximum size though, as far as I'm aware. So if I want ultra wide support, unless I want the menu looking like this for everyone, what am I gonna have to do? Does that mean I'm gonna have to just design the menus to be well, no, because I want the menus to be rendered in 3D anyways. Okay, so maybe that's not gonna matter. So if I okay, let me make sure I've got this set right. So I want expand and I want viewport. Yeah, so base size specified in the width and height of the project settings. It's stretched to cover the whole screen. Ah, yeah, okay. I should have just looked at that. Taking aspect into account. This means everything is rendered directly at the target resolution. 3D is unaffected, while in 2D there is no longer a one-to-one correspondence. The size of the viewport will be set precisely to the base size specified. Scene is rendered to the viewport first, unless viewport is scaled to fit the screen. Yeah, but that also seemed like it was doing that. Okay, so viewport? Oh, or is it... Oh, that might be why. I never realized that that was aspect. Okay. So if you set it to keep, yeah, it's going to keep the 16:9 aspect ratio. But if you set it to expand, it is rendering directly at that resolution, but the base resolution is changing because you allow the aspect ratio to change. I think that's right. I think that's why it's doing that. Oh, get out of here. Okay, so if I go back to the game here, I gotta fix the size. I keep having to rescale it. Okay. All right. So yeah, it still has that same behavior because that's probably, that makes sense then. So that's not, okay, that makes sense. So that isn't the scaling mode that's causing that to happen. It's the aspect ratio mode. Oh, that makes a lot more sense. And that's why I've never seen that happen before, because all the other Jam games I've made are set to keep. Okay, so that actually might be really good news then. So for things like the settings menu, the aspect ratio will change. But see, okay, see, there's the problem though. I have to make sure that the menus have a maximum size, because otherwise they're just going to infinitely stretch unless I add in some logic to set them to like 30% of the screen or something, which is probably a bad idea. There might be a node for that actually. Oh, actually, that I could probably use the aspect node to lock the aspect ratio of the container. Okay, let me try that. I think that might work. So if I come in here and I add yeah, changing that completely broke that. Okay, container type that arranges its children in a way that preserves their proportions automatically when the container is resized. Useful container is a dynamic size, and the child nodes must. Okay. So let's see, move that up here. Set that to full rect. Actually, I guess I want that in here. Okay, so that's set to a 1-to-1 ratio. Really, OBS? Come on. Oh, why do you do this to me? Do I need to switch? I've got to find a better way of capturing this window. Okay, so I grab that one. Can I switch to game? Yeah, okay, now that's weird. Oh, this is going to take some learning. All right. So this one does not have the aspect ratio set, so the text just moves wherever. And this one does. Oh, that gets... Wait, what? Oh, yeah, I guess that is 1-to-1 still. Ah, okay, there we go. So now if I stretch it out wider, it stays perfect. Okay. So no, I don't need to code anything custom. I just need to use aspect containers to lock the aspect of these menus, and then they'll be able to stretch vertically and scale horizontally, but they're not going to just infinitely go across this. Okay, that's perfect. Or I can use a min size and just fix it, but on a high resolution monitor, that's probably not going to work. Because then if you have like a 8K monitor, you're going to be looking at a menu the size of a quarter. Okay, so that... Alright, so what do I know now? So I know I can use the aspect container to control that. This mode will work for supporting multiple resolutions. The scaling of the graphics looks... I guess I didn't check that. Let me relaunch.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant.
Okay, are we...
detected.
Yes, okay, we're back down to low resolution. Yeah. This does show one of the problems, though. So at 180, I cannot read that text. That is impossible to read. Okay, so if I come back over to here in Godot and I edit the project settings back to 224 vertically and I relaunch it and then switch back to the game mode. Okay, man,
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
oh, you know what?
Welcome
Actually, I don't think that
initiated.
made that much of a difference. Every once in a while, it's ever so slightly readable. Oh, weird. The higher... It's readable at the... Oh. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense, because it's getting... Because it's at the extreme of the field of view, so it's getting stretched over more pixels. Hey, get lost. Okay. But I can read this text. So I guess the next... All right. So next question. Let me take some notes here. Okay, so about 2 tunnels at 180. Maybe need ADS. Aspect container. Okay. So then let me double check this. Let's switch that back to 180. This is at viewport expand. We're at fractional. I think actually integer scaling probably isn't even needed then, because it doesn't seem to be getting blurry like I thought it would. Oh, let me try... Okay, let me try the other reticule though. There we go. I'm gonna have to bring that in. Oh. All right. Oh, forgot the music again. All right. So drop these into the ever-growing materials folder. All right, and let me change that. So, which crosshairs do I have here? 2. Which one was I using? Was it 4? No, it wasn't 4. 5? Yeah, I think it may have been 5. Okay, so we'll do that, and so this is with fractional.
Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Yeah, the
Lockdown
reticule still looks
initiated.
fine. Oh, it actually looks really weird. That drop, I don't think I like that drop shadow. That's really strange looking with the drop shadow. Oh yeah, the UI's broken again. I'm not actually entirely certain if that's even centered correctly. It doesn't look centered. I don't think that's centered. Oh, maybe it is. Okay, so maybe that's fine. Yeah, I don't like that drop shadow. That just looks really weird. Actually, I think this entire reticule is a lot more just... Okay. Let me try something then. Let me try the other reticule. Or one of the other reticules. Okay, let's try that one, but let me try adjusting the transparency down to 64.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
I think that's too big of a reticule. That's just distracting. And that's only like 3 pixels tall. That's wild. Well, that doesn't... Okay, now this one I definitely don't think is centered. It did not... Although I guess... Yeah, no, it's not. It's high. It's really high. That's funny. It's like 50% higher than it's supposed to be. That's hilarious. And you basically aim with the bottom part of it. That's funny. Okay, well, other than it being completely and totally wrong. Okay. Let's switch back to Godot real quick. Oh, what are you mad at me for? Well, that's interesting. OBS is definitely going to take some getting used to. Or maybe that's a YouTube thing. According to it, I have 0 bitrate, and yet I can hear the stream just fine. So, I don't know what that's about. Okay. Well, other than this reticule being hilariously wrong. Yeah, it's said to be centered. I wonder why... It must just be the texture is offset somehow. Okay, let me try the other one. Is it? Okay, so there's 2. And then 3. Let's try 2. Oh, you know what? This is the last time I'm gonna launch this thing at the wrong size. Let's see, 320 times 6. There we go.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
Yeah, this one also just doesn't look right. I think anytime you have a right angle in the reticule, I think that's just too many pixels in close proximity, and it makes the reticule extremely, I don't know, but my eyes are just immediately drawn to the edges of that reticule, or to the corners. It's kind of distracting. I don't like it. It's almost like I'm looking at a 3D object. Oh, you know what? That's from the drop shadow. Yeah, it's almost like I'm just looking at like something that's hovering in front of my face. I don't like that at all. I mean, I guess I could put in a reticule selection option. I'm probably gonna have to play with this more, because I didn't like the dot, because the dot was too hard to actually see what you were shooting at, no matter what transparency I set it to. I guess I could have tried having an invert or something like that on it, but no matter what you did, it was almost impossible at range to see what you were shooting at. Yeah, see, this one doesn't really work, because I can't tell when you're trying to shoot at range. Okay, well, that was just user error. At range, I can't see, or I can't tell if my elevation's right, so that's not gonna work. Yeah, I guess I'm getting a little more used to this reticule. I think it... Okay, let me try something. So if I come in here and I change the transparency again, so it's already at 64, I drop that to 32. Is that going to make it better?
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Okay, I actually think that did help. That definitely helped. It's Ow, jeez, right in the face. Yeah, okay. So setting the transparency that low definitely helped. I honestly think I could go a lot lower. Still is a bad reticule. I still can't tell what I'm hitting. I mean, it's not off center, is it? Oh, okay. This one might be off center like the other one was. That might be the problem. Well, maybe not. I swear there's also something wrong with the saturation. That blood effect cranks up the saturation, but I swear when it turns off, the game gets desaturated. Oh yeah, no, this is definitely high as well. How is it that far off? These textures are like 16 by 16, and they're only off center by 1 pixel. Is the gun itself off? Oh, maybe it has to do... Oh, dang it, I forgot that was open. Maybe it has to do with the resizing of the screen. Maybe that messed with the reticule somehow. Because it is inside the margin container, so maybe there's something going on there. Okay, let's try it with the other reticule again, because now I'm curious. So switch back to that one.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
And I don't even want to say how bad that was. How? Okay, now, no, I'm really curious now. If I change this back to being 224 tall, is that going to fix it? Because something is definitely weird here. Okay. So we set it back to 224 tall. Rerun the game.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
That's funny how stretched that is now. Yeah, I guess all of that stuff is going to need an aspect container. Oh. Could be worse. Oh, it's interesting how much smaller the reticule looks now, too. I think it's still aiming high. Hard to tell. Can't go back too far. Yeah, no, I think it's definitely aiming high. So why is it aiming so high? Yeah, no, it definitely is. What the heck? That's so weird. I really need to add bullet trails in this so I can see where they're going. It's crazy how much higher resolution the game looks too. That's extremely strange. Yeah, I don't know. The reticule is so much smaller at this scale. I actually really like it this way, but well, this is with fractional scaling on as well. You know what? It's occurring to me. Maybe it's not that the crosshair is too high. Maybe it's that the enemy hitbox is screwed up. I guess I'd have to switch back to the dot crosshair and see. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I might know it. Okay, if I shrink this, I think I know what's going on. That is being scaled with the rest of the game, and it's 1 pixel off center, which shouldn't make a huge difference, but if it's scaling it, maybe that's screwing up the centering because it's off center. Maybe it just gets more and more off center. When is the... I was gonna say, we're in the pressure state. Oh, I cannot see what I'm doing. That is... Okay. Let me just see one more. Okay, no. See, now it's too small. I just can't even see. Ah. Can't even see what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So So there's something funky going on with reticule, but I do think I prefer this one. I guess I could try a circle as well. I didn't really think about that, but I guess a circle might actually work better. All right, let me try that. Okay, so if I do a new 16 by 16 and how big do I want this to be? Yeah, see, that seems too big. Yeah, that's definitely too. Also, that's the wrong color. Okay, so now if I go back to Godot and I change the crosshair again. Okay, now I know that this one is centered. So we will see, was this going to work?
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Lockdown initiated.
Oh, that wasn't promising, but I think again that was user error. So let's see. I don't know. Okay, that worked. Yeah, I don't think I have enough data to figure this out right now. It seems like it's working. I think it may just be the accuracy of the pistol is really bad. I can't remember how many degrees off it can be, but it feels like it might be working, but I think I may just be getting lucky sometimes. Maybe that's just been the problem all along. Yeah. Okay, I swear that got... I need to look into that desaturation. Yeah, I think it's still aiming high, weirdly. And actually kind of looking at it, it does seem like it might be higher than it's supposed to be. Because I swear, if I aim like 1 pixel higher on the reticule, I seem to get more hits. There's so many things that could be causing that, though. That could be there's something wrong with the gun. Okay, didn't help me there. Oh, that's weird. It didn't play the reload sound that time either. There's some weird junk wrong. Must be in a cooldown. Yeah. Yeah, my debug menus do not. That's really interesting how that scaling works. Okay, well, this was... I need to change that again. So that was, again, with the wrong size. So 180. Rerun it.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Yeah, it's
Lockdown
interesting. Everything gets more
initiated.
claustrophobic when you switch it because of the way the FOV is calculated based on the aspect ratio. So yeah, it's interesting. The reticule becomes immediately more noticeable with the lower vertical resolution, which makes sense. It takes up so much more of the screen. And that thing's only 4 pixels wide, and it's taking up a pretty sizable chunk of the real estate. Okay. That kind of worked. Oh, that did not. Whoa. I don't know. I think I could... Okay. Let's try shrinking it, sure, adjusting the transparency again. That's at 32. Let's go all the way down to 16.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Oh, that's
Lockdown
much better.
initiated.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. It's not so noticeable now. I think I may just need to use some kind of blend mode on it. I think just straight transparency does not look right. I don't think the PSX would have been able to use blend modes, but... Okay, user error again. I don't know. Well, there might be something wrong with the first time you shoot. I seem to always have issues moving the mouse. Okay, yeah, this is... Okay, 16 is definitely a much better transparency. Okay, but why has my aim gotten worse? Maybe it's too transparent. Yeah, okay, I was aiming straight over their head and that worked. Yeah, there's just something wrong with the way the shooting is working. I don't think there's anything to do with the reticule. I think that's got to do with the way I'm doing the raycast. I'm gonna have to look into that and come up with a debug or something that I can see where it's going. Okay, so then what that tells me is that the circular one does seem to be half decent. I think that's actually a pretty good reticule. And the traditional crosshair, I think if I make it 2 pixels instead of 3, I think it would work. So then the next biggest issue I need to figure out is text readability. But I think before I do that, I'm going to take a break. And then when I get back, I'm going to figure out how small the text can realistically be in-game. So that I can do diegetic minigames instead of having a UI. I will be back. Okay. So I think this is going to be the last thing I do for today. And all I'm going to do is come into the level. Do I have that? I don't want to do the long level. Okay. Level, short level, okay. Alright, so I'm just going to put this, actually, before I forget, I'm gonna copy that and put this in the second run instance. Alright, let's just drop in. Okay, well, actually makes sense to, yeah, okay, all of that's right. All right, so let's just do a, I guess a CSG. Where did that, oh, there it is. Oh, I didn't realize I actually set that to emit light. All right, bring that up to about eye height, bring it over here. Oh wow, eye height's a lot higher than I thought it was. Okay. Yeah, that should be good enough. And I'm going to assign this. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. I forgot that that was semi-transparent. Okay. Okay, I need a different canister material. What is that? Is this the one that's supposed to be rubber? Let's see. Do I have something better? Exit, highlight. I guess I don't. Okay, hold on. Just gonna do a new one and just pick texture. Yeah, okay, good enough. All right, so then on this, I'm gonna add a label 3D. And no, there it is. All right, and font, we're going to use Kenny Mini because this one I think can scale better. We do 8. Why is the debugger mad? Huh. Okay, I don't know what that's about. The only problem with this is I'm never quite sure what to set the pixel size to. At least on the texture. Well, okay, you know what? We'll do that, and then we'll duplicate it. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna do a node 3D as a container. No, I should reset this. Okay. All right, and okay, we'll bring that one down there, or down here. Yeah, because that's the other thing, because I also know that it changes depending on where you're looking at it. So I kind of need to, oh, you know what, that's a good point. I actually probably need to test all of these in the middle of the screen, but like stretched out sideways. So I probably want the CSG to go out more. And probably want that. Put it there. Okay, so that's 8. So then for this one, I'm going to try 16. And then I'm going to copy that. And this one, I'm going to do 32. Make that something that I actually know what it's supposed to say. Okay. And then I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to duplicate all of these, and I'm going to change their pixel density down to 0.001 and put that there. And then I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to go up. Also, I'm going to change all of these. Texture filter to just nearest. Okay, which ones are the upper ones? These three. All right, move those back up here. Okay. Let's just shorten all of them. Okay, and then I think all of these, I'm gonna ditch the outline. Is there just an option to turn that off? Double-sided, depth test. Oh, that's interesting. You can change the render priority of the outline. What if I set that to 0? I'll just also make that transparent. Okay. Let's see how much I broke things.
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Locked.
Okay. So if you're right in front of it, 8 is kind of readable. I need to try that at eye height and see if it's better. 16 is definitely readable. At least. Again, so it depends so much on, because like that is not readable. Yeah, I should have seen that coming. Oh, all right. I mean, that one is pretty readable, but the lack of aliasing is kind of a problem. And all 3 of those are completely unreadable. That one's pretty readable. It's about yeah. So that's at 0.01 and 8. It's actually pretty readable. This is pretty comparable to that one. Okay, so I think that's kind of the smallest you can get, actually. All right, so that gives me something to work with here. Okay. So one thing I want to try. I keep clicking on the OBS preview instead of the actual screen. Let me try hiding, or well, let me just try moving that up a bit and see if that makes much difference. Okay, that actually does make a pretty huge difference, because now that one's almost readable. And that is kind of readable. That's pretty readable. All three of those are readable. I mean, yeah, honestly, that one at eye height would probably be readable too. The thing is, like, none of them are readable from a distance except for, like, that one and that one. What the heck? Why did that half disappear? That's weird. Okay, let me try something. So let me go back into Godot and let me see what happens if I change the texture filtering to just linear. Well, linear bitmap. We'll try that. Wait, where's the... Okay, alpha anti-aliasing. Okay, yeah, I don't think I need that. I might also try putting the outline back. But okay, so this is with linear. Let's see if that actually changes it, because I think honestly it would help if there was just anti-aliasing, and I don't care if that's accurate to how the PSX worked. I just want the text to be readable. You know what? I think it actually made it worse. I think up very close, it's slightly better. But not for that one. See, that one got... I actually think it is better with nearest. Huh. Okay. That's not really what I was expecting to happen. Alright. So in that case, I'm going to switch that back to just nearest then. But let me try with putting the alpha modulation back. All right, let me do 8 as the size. On just all of them, I guess. Well, you know what? Okay, I want it to match the font size, so it's 16, so I'll do 16 there. Oh, wait, no, if I do 32, yeah, no. Okay, no. I'll just do 8 for all of them to start. Okay, that didn't change that one, though. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of variables to tweak here that kind of... But, you know, that's why you do this in pre-production. You know what? I think that did make a difference. Although that one I think is harder to read. Okay, yeah, see, if you look straight ahead, you can read it, but you can't read it if you're looking down. And that seems to be the case for all of them. If you can look at it straight on, it's totally fine. Oh, that was kind of funny. Oh, that animation looks so goofy in slow motion. Man, you would not be able to fit much text on the screen, though. Okay, so for the sake of testing, let me see what happens if I... Okay, so that's at 171. Let's bring it up a little bit more. Okay, let's see if that lowest thing of text is readable at this level. Okay, the first two are not under any situation. But actually that one is. Alright, well that's good to know. Okay, so I guess that's the smallest I can go for text. And not be completely unreadable. For whoever just joined and is wondering what the hell is going on right now, I am doing an art study for this game. I'm trying to render it in a PSX style, so like a PlayStation 1, and I am currently trying to figure out what the smallest text I can have in the game and still be visible, because I want to have computer terminals that you interact with in game and not have them as a UI that pops up. And I have learned now that the angle you look at the text makes a huge difference, unfortunately. So unless I want every computer monitor to be at head level, that's going to be a little bit difficult. Okay, so what is that? What do I have that bottom label? So that one is 0.01. Okay, and let me try these with, well, okay, I think that answered that question. I'll just hide that then. Okay, so if I, no, actually bring this back, and what do I have this set at? I have that, okay, at 1.34. Let me see if I can bring this whole, oh, not what I wanted to do, bring that down and bring the background up some. Let's see, tilt that. Let me see if that helps. Okay, no, that definitely helped. Oh, that helped a lot. All right, that's really good to know. But now I can't read the bottom one again. Dang it. All right. Okay, out of curiosity, if I resize this, how... Okay, it actually does not really affect it that much at all. Oh. Yeah, okay. So that smallest size does kind of work, but you have to be looking at it dead on. That one sort of works too, but... I wonder if I could simulate the monitor using a UI in 2D. I guess from an art perspective, I could have the monitor drop down from the ceiling. So I still don't know how I want to actually integrate it with the door. Ah, dang it. Yeah, so you can read that, but you have to be... Oh man, you have to be as close as you could possibly get to read it. And if you're even slightly off axis, you can't read what it says. Yeah. This one's a little better. You can kind of read it. I'm gonna bring some of the master volume back. Okay, so... Okay, so that one's readable, but I wouldn't be able to put much text on the screen if I use that size. This one is okay. So I think practically speaking, that is the smallest I dare go in terms of text. Now these ones, yeah, really none of them can be viewed off axis. That's not great. Okay. Another test then. So if I come in here and I switch these back to using linear bitmap, and then I try it again, will this work?
Alert. Hazardous biocontaminant detected.
Now, linear bitmap still doesn't really help very much. No, it just, that's not. And well, no, it's not really helping. Yeah, so when the text is small, it just makes it completely unreadable. Okay. So I think realistically, this is the minimum. That is technically viewable, but this is the absolute minimum. And even then, that text can only be read directly head on at the perfect angle. You've got to pick one of these top two to be readable. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to mark which ones are readable and which ones are not. So that one is good. Oh, this is terrible. I'm just gonna, none of this is gonna get saved anyways. Yeah, and weirdly, this one actually does seem like it's almost more readable than that one. Okay. Well, I think that kind of tells me everything I needed to know for the moment. So I now have a starting point for what I can do with the art. I know how small I can make the text. I know that the resolution should work. The resolution scaling should work the way I want it to. And I know what to do with the reticule, and I know that the enemies, realistically, the ones I have with the size of the heads they have now, are viewable from about 2 hull lengths away, which is, I think, okay. But I'm gonna have to make sure that the head is a very different color from the rest of the body. Otherwise, the pixelation is just going, or not the pixelation, the low resolution is gonna just make those pixels blend together and you won't be able to see what you're aiming at. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, I've actually got a second Godot project. So I'm gonna take some of the assets from this proof of concept that is playable on itch right now. I'm going to take some of the assets from it and I'm going to import them into the new project, and I'm going to try and put together what I think the diegetic UI should look like, because the things I want are the main menu to be on a terminal in the level, and then the mini games aren't supposed to be a UI. They're supposed to be on a terminal on the door, or something you interact with on the door. So I'm gonna play around with that at the next stream, or I might work on it some off stream, but the next time I post an update, I should have something with that, and that will hopefully give me an idea of what I can do with the art and what's realistically going to be possible. I think that's it for today. I'm gonna go get some exercise and stand up for a while. Thanks for tuning in.